Yeah.
All right, I think we're good. I don't know what's going on. It cut you out, and then it didn't cut you out, and then it's cut. I don't know what's going on. Oh, stream OBS, whatever. All right, let's try this one more time. Take 3. Ready? You got the thing, Andre? You got the thing. Click. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to PCG Live, Andre.
Yo, yo, yo.
It's the Parker Selly Show today.
It's been a long time, bro.
It's been a whole time since we've done the Parker Selly Show. I love it. I love the Parker Selly Show. No offense,
It's
Van.
been a long time.
Van, no offense. I just love the Parker Selly Show sometimes.
It got a ring to it, man. It got a ring to
it. Oh, my God. Maybe we'll have to make a spinoff.
Yeah?
We might have to do a spinoff. The Parker Selly Show.
Hey, ain't that what they do with every game and TV show nowadays?
Pretty much. Listen, we'll have PCG Live, and then we'll have the Parker Selly Show. We're gonna talk about this. We're talking about this. So, everybody, what's going on? So obviously, Van is not here today. He has some things that he has to do tonight. Some important stuff, which I don't blame him for. But he will be in chat. So, say hi to Van while he's in chat.
He's with us in spirit.
In spirit, yes. We're going to get right into things, obviously, because we're only going to have a really quick show tonight. We got kind of started late because of me. Thank you. So, anyway. So, let's get right into it. All right. First topic right now is we're going to talk about Last of Us 2 again. Specifically, review bombing. Because lately, it's been under much scrutiny from review bombing as of late, which is kind of a pain, obviously. So, obviously, if you don't know what review bombing is, pretty much everybody's going on Metacritic and giving it a score of like a 0 or a 1, and it's all this ridiculous reasons and stuff like that. So the score goes down. Now, obviously, Last of Us 2 has been in the midst of a whole bunch of controversy ever since it came out.
Even before it came out.
Even before it came out, yeah. With whatever, with spoilers, and then people not liking the storyline, and all kinds of things. But we're gonna kind of talk about review bombing, I guess. In this,
I'm for that. I'm for that. I'm completely for that idea because
you're for review bombing.
No. I mean, I'm for discussing that deeply because
I was like, wait a minute, you like to give games zeros? I mean, there's some things like zero.
The reason I want to really talk about review bombing, like you know, the fact that you brought it up and there's something going on. The reason that I'm really irritated by this one, so from every major website, it got like 9s and 10s, like the IGNs, the Game Informers, the GameSpots, the GameStops, the everything. And with the game bombing going on now, like they're trying to ruin a game. Now, Kyle, I want to ask you, because I know you've been playing it like I have. What percentage would you say you are in the story? Like 25, 30? Like, what would you say you're at?
Oh, probably more towards 25%. I played a little while of it. I played at least, I'd probably say I'm like 3-4 hours into it.
Okay. So I'm about probably 18 hours into it.
Okay.
And when I'm hearing things out there and I'm seeing all these reports and stuff, and recently being a part of going to PlayStation, I'm a realist. Like, if a game's good, a game's good. And I feel like without listening to the outside world and without listening to what everybody's saying, I thoroughly enjoyed the game myself.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I think the gameplay is phenomenal. I think the graphics are really great. I like the setting. I like all that stuff.
Yep.
But I do see where some complaints go in with some things. But the review bomb is just unfair to. But what people forget, Kyle, is what's his name? Layden came out. He used to be what was it? He used to work with Sony.
Yep.
Yeah. He came out and was talking about like how AAA games got to scale back a little bit. Because it's damaging. And at first I didn't agree, but then I thought about it and I said, when these people put all these hours, especially all these reports we're hearing of how much hours they're putting in, like Red Dead and those type of games, when people put all these hours and they put their ideas on the table and they pour their heart into these games, and just because someone doesn't like one thing or maybe two things, it shouldn't be a reason to destroy effort. You know what I mean? Like when you put that effort into something, it's wrong that these people spend all this money to give us a game, because Layden said himself, like, the games need to go up to like $90 price tag, which we all know that's not really a good idea for sale wise, but at the same time, for how much they put into it, it makes sense why it should go up. But with Last of Us, me being not a diehard fan, just someone that played through one, someone that's playing through two, I thoroughly enjoy it. So when I see all the hate going on, and even people on Facebook and they're spitting on this game terribly because of certain things they don't like. It almost reminds me of like on Breath of the Wild, how like people don't like the breaking of the weapons. Like I don't like that personally, and Van didn't like that. Like Van hates it.
No, we know.
I personally don't like it, Kyle, but that's not going to make me take away from how great of a game it is. So with Last of Us being destroyed because certain things in the story, it's disturbing to see, man, that we live in a what's the best way to say it? Spoiled generation, man. We live in a generation where because Sonic design wasn't what people wanted, we were able to get them to stop production and make a whole new Sonic. Like, yes, it worked out for the better because Sonic ended up being great, but I use that as an example because it's almost like people want their complaints to be heard to fix something in a game that they don't like, and it's like, this is what they had envisioned. You know what I mean, Kyle? Like Game of Thrones, we didn't like the ending, but that's what the writers, that's what they envisioned. Like, they have to live with that consequence now of, dang, everything was good about Game of Thrones but the ending. So with Last of Us, it's like, okay, we didn't make the best story ever, but can y'all appreciate the gameplay and the certain things you have to do with enemies? Everyone's just throwing that out the window and just like, this game is the worst game. I've seen some people say it's the worst game of all time, Kyle. Like, this isn't good, Kyle. This isn't good, but I want you to talk on it. I don't want to take the whole time, but I just personally feel deep with it because I don't like how gamers are really starting to burn games to the ground because like one or two things they don't like, and they ignore all the other good things.
No, I definitely hear you on that one. Actually, let me catch up on chat a little bit. Dwelly, what's going on? Devil, what's going on? It's funny that you bring up the $90 price tag because when Super John's on here, he's actually brought that up, up in the prices. And I'm like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. You have to accept it. But if you're going to do that, then you better put a little more time into making a complete game, because realistically, we get $60 games and they're not even complete games. I can't even count the number of games that have come out that are $60 price tags, then they might as well be a demo.
No, it needs to be complete. Take a note from Nintendo on that.
Agreed. That's why I stick with Nintendo. As far as review bombing goes, I mean, it's been happening for ages and ages and ages. Should you cut down on the AAA titles? I mean, that's a tough subject. I think it's just people, going on there just because obviously they're not liking or they just want to hate on the product immediately, and just review bombing and just giving it zeros and all that stuff. I know it's the most general explanation, but if we just start, not pumping out AAA titles or less titles because of that, then now it's essentially there's no control from the gaming companies, and now it's in the full control of the fans, which, no offense to the fans, and like you said, we lived in a spoiled era, it wouldn't work out well at all. Because now if they do that and they decide to cut down, now everybody's going to be like, where's this title? 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 And we're not going to get them and get them and get them and get them. So I just think, honestly, it's a waste of time. When you play the game, listen, when you play the game, when you see the critic reviews, you know what you're getting from the game. People can go on Metacritic review bomb it all they want. But when you see the critic reviews on most games, there are some games where I'm like, no, what? You know what you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting, and like, if you want to play it, you'll play it. Like Last of Us 2, everybody wanted to play it who played Last of Us 1. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to stop anybody. So people can sit there and review bomb and give it a horrible score. And to be honest, it's just a number. Because nobody's going to care. If they want to play it, they'll play it. It's honestly just a super waste of time. People just need to chill out.
Definitely.
It's just another negative thing involved in society. That's just unnecessary. Why is that necessary? There's so many other things going on that people do that I find unnecessary. And it's just cut it out. Seriously. I mean,
but doesn't this scare you though, knowing that not really the review bombing thing, because that happens, like you said, for generations.
Yeah.
But doesn't it scare you that we live in an era now, Kyle, where, for instance, Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
This is going to be the first like sequel to a Zelda game.
Yeah.
So now, what happens if something like Zelda dies or something? Now fans are gonna take away every great thing that is probably in that game. And be like, I didn't like how this person, or I didn't like how this happened in the game, or I didn't like how this, and that literally makes you drop the game from a perfect 10 to a 1. Like, what happens to the rating system out here? Like, with Last of Us, people literally dropping from, I mean, the big sites got out of 10, but a lot of people are going with like worst game ever because of certain things in the game. Like, I just don't see that as fair. I can see you saying, I would have it as a 10, but I'm going to bring it down to maybe a 7 because the story. Because that's what you play that game for. But to go to a 1 or a 2 or this is the worst game I ever played, it's like, have you guys played Brink? Have you guys played some of these games that had nothing? Have you guys played these games that have been, like Kyle said, games that have been incomplete? When you pay $60 for a game that's not even a full game, they're releasing pieces of the game as time goes. At least it's a complete game. Like, Sony and Nintendo do get that right. Like, all their games are really completed when they come out. So it's like,
right.
I don't understand, the concept of that spoiled gamer that we all have in us. Like, we all have those moments, but to have that with a game where it's just, you're just taking numbers off because of certain things. Games aren't always going to be, especially when they're sequels. We got to be real, like movies. No one ever says the second is as good as the first or the third was as good as the first.
Right.
I personally think that there's a few movies that are as good as the first, but most of the time people are just real picky and they're like, this movie sucked because it wasn't as good as the first. I mean, it's hard to live up to a first movie.
But that's the thing, Andre. It's literally just hating. It's literally just going out of your way just to hate.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And I might sound naive saying that, but I don't understand it. Why would I take the time to just go on there and just rate it a 1 because it stunk?
It don't make sense.
And the reason is just it stinks. Literally, that's what I say. It's just this game sucks. Yep. You can't take it seriously. That's why I'm not afraid, because I can't take it seriously. It's laughable. If when Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever its name comes out, and people review bomb it, because people are going to review bomb it. They've review bombed so many games. They're going to say, oh, this sucks, and this. And they won't give a logical explanation. It'll just be, oh, it sucked.
I don't like the grass.
I don't like how the grass flows. I don't like the graphics. This isn't PS5 graphics. That's what you're going to hear. That's literally what you're going to hear. And you know what will happen? More than likely, it's still going to win Game of the Year.
Game of the Year, exactly. And that's, I just told a guy today about that, because he actually told me at GameStop today. He literally told me, I said, so what do you think should be the Game of the Year right now? He said, well, I know what the worst Game of the Year was. He said, it's almost in the same boat as Death Stranding. I was like, what? And I was just thinking in my mind, he better not say Last of Us. And this dude was like, Last of Us. I was like,
oh, well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I said, bro, what? He said, if Last of Us is even nominated, he said Sony's paying the game. I was like, bro, you're out of your mind, man. I don't know what's wrong with people. This game is still getting, like you said, Breath of the Wild, it's still getting 10s. It's just,
right. It's still getting. Listen, this is not like Death Stranding, where Death Stranding was getting like 6s.
Cut that mess out. Out.
No, that's not even close. So,
yeah, we agree on this topic. We both agree on this. So.
People need to chill out on this. So, all right, next topic. We're gonna kind of shoot. We might skip a couple topics. You know what? Let's skip Cyberpunk. We'll talk about Cyberpunk next week when Van's on, because I know you guys have been hyped on Cyberpunk.
I was. So
Oh,
yeah, we'll save that for next week.
All right, we'll save that for next week. Avengers we'll save for next week. Because I know you and Van want to talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
So next topic, we're getting right into Nintendo.
Uh-huh.
Min Min has been announced as the ARMS character for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. So, I like her. I think she's a very, very unique character. Totally different from any other character that I've seen come into Smash. And that's saying something because a lot of characters that have come from these DLCs and that are new have been totally different and stuff. And it amazes me how Sakurai and the team just blow us away with making these characters. Literally how Min Min is going to work, for people that did not watch it, is that she doesn't really have special moves, but rather the A button and the B button work like the different arms on her. And then if you pit A and B together, you can do multiple smash attacks on people.
Yeah.
This is a whole new mechanic that they've thrown in this.
I like that.
It's crazy. And she's going to be long range, obviously. So she's going to play very similar to like a Simon and a Richter. Little, not really Mega Man because she doesn't really shoot anything, but, you know, those long range characters.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Link. I was like, Link's kind of like a mid character. But very unique. Very unique. What Sakurai showed is that when you launch your arms out, you can actually bend them like ARMS, the game. You can bend them in different directions to hit people in order to knock them out in different ways. It's crazy. It's crazy what she can do in this game. But again, it just baffles me. It baffles me how Sakurai does this all the time.
You almost wonder how, like, when they think of a character, if they think of the mechanics first, like, yo, you know what I like? I want someone that can, like, do this, do that, do this. What character works with that? Because every time they pick a character, they fit that so well. Like you said, every DLC character they've done, they fit that too perfectly. Like you said, what fighting game do you know, Cal, where there is no complaints about any DLC characters or anything? Like, once a character comes out, I see so many games where people are like, oh no, this person, even Hero's still considered a broken character, and the thing about Hero is it still fits his style because he's still a different style fighter because he plays like he does in Dragon Quest. So with Min Min, I was like, we all knew it was going to be someone different than the main guy that they advertised.
Right.
But she's a real cool character. I thought before they revealed the ARMS character, I said once they revealed it was going to be an ARMS character, I said it's going to be someone super annoying that's broken where they can literally just keep you from them. But I love that it showed, like, if someone gets up on you, they can damage the crap out of you. Like, it's more of like a range game. So I love that. I love that because, like you said, it brings her in the style of Richter and them. I love that. And the uniqueness, man. And now it makes me more excited because once this happened, I was like, okay, we already got Banjo with the feather joint. We already got Cherry with the whole KO thing. Like, the fact that they know how to balance these characters so well gets me excited because now I'm like, whoever they announce next, you know, they're gonna have some cool mechanics that other characters don't do, and that's like they're not Echo characters. I guess that's the best way to say it. They are literally made from ground up to fit perfect in the Smash. And like you say, Kyle, before I even watched it, I was late to watching it. Then when I did, I was like, wow, like, I don't know how they do it, man. I just don't understand. And then I know whenever me and my boys take a break from Smash, once they announce a new character, we come back on. So the 29th, we're all going to be back on for a good month playing Smash again because that's another. And it's funny because we'll get back on and not even really use her. We'll get on and use her for a few seconds, but it's mostly you get back on. It's like the revitalization to get you back into Smash. So with her, I definitely want to try her out because it's always different when you play with them. Because when I use Banjo, I fall in love with how he fought. But when I seen him, I was like, he's not my style. I love how Banjo fights. So I definitely want to use Min Min and see how she gets down.
She's going to be a crazy fighter. And like Andre said, She gets released on Monday, June the 29th.
Monday,
So
everybody gonna be back on Smash Cow.
everybody is everybody back on Smash on Monday.
Right now, everyone Switch says Animal Crossing when you look at your friends list. But when that comes out, it's gonna be
It's gonna say
Smash.
Smash.
I know it.
Oh well,
I know it.
I know a few people will still be playing Animal Crossing, but no, this is awesome. She is available for $5.99 if you have not purchased the Fighter Pass. But to be honest, why wouldn't you? I'm just saying, I know people, we're like, oh, let's roll in the dice because you don't know what you're gonna get and all this other stuff. But if it's gonna be like the last Fighter Pass, yeah, it's worth the $25.
No matter what.
So actually $30 because there's another character, but it's $5 a character, so it's worth it. Definitely worth it. So
I agree.
next category is more Nintendo. This one's very interesting, Andre. But
this was very good.
But it's very good at the same time. Nintendo is no longer going to be in the mobile game market. They are finished. So according to an article on IGN, it says Nintendo is reportedly retreating from the mobile gaming market and currently has no new mobile games in development. A Bloomberg report indicates that Nintendo has been underwhelmed by its mobile games' financial performance and is now preferring to concentrate on making games for its own Switch console following the huge success of games like Animal Crossing, which contributed to a 12-year high in share price. Which I did not know that. Analyst Sirkin Toto told Bloomberg that since the release of Mario Kart Tour in fall 2019, Nintendo's mobile pipeline is empty. The analyst added that the huge success of Switch has reduced the need and the pressure to create mobile game successes at the company.
Kyle, did I not say this is around when the Switch was even being talked about?
Yep.
And we first heard the mobile rumors. I remember a report from Nintendo saying that it was someone that worked for Nintendo. He came out and said Nintendo's ultimate goal is to get rid of the 3DS, is to get rid of everything, phone, 3DS, and focus on the Switch. That's what their main focus was. That's why the light's out. That's why we got a regular Switch. That's why they're gonna make another Switch. That's their focus. So I'm like, the phone games, I got into Mario Kart Tour. I was liking it at first. I was like, that's me and you were playing it, Kyle,
Yep.
And I was liking it at first, but it's not Mario Kart. Like it was good for a phone game, but it ain't our beloved Mario Kart. Animal Crossing ain't our beloved Animal Crossing. Mario Run is nowhere near our beloved Mario. Get rid of this phone crap. And now that they're doing this, it got me excited, Kyle, because the first thing I thought of, since they're stepping away from the mobile games, maybe they step away from that stupid app they got and focus more on figuring out some communication thing so we don't have to use that on our phone. That stands at a 2.4 rating, by the way. But I'm like, please, get rid of everything phone. Nintendo, stick to what you're good at. That Switch right now is probably the greatest thing they've ever done. Just stick to the Switch and keep it going, man. Get rid of that stupid phone bootleg games for people that make excuses like, I can't afford to buy a $60 game, so I'm going to get the phone. Nah. If you can't afford the $60 Mario and the $60 that, then don't touch Mario. Don't be trying to belittle Mario to the daggone phone. That crap out of here.
Van in chat is trying to segue, but the problem is he's not on the show. So guess what? Your segues don't count, Van. Sorry.
Speaking of
that. But I can segue.
Yeah, he got the seggy.
Oh my goodness. I am so relieved. I am so relieved that they're not doing mobile anymore. After playing Super Mario Run for about 5 seconds, and after blowing my brains out after playing Mario Kart Tour and spending way too much money on it.
Same here.
Thank goodness. Mario Kart Tour was mind-numbing after a while. It just got monotonous, and it was just so boring. 'Cause first of all, when was the last time you saw a Mario Kart game where the standard lap count was 2 laps? The answer is never. You never saw. There was one map that had 3 laps on it, and I went, okay. It was done. And like, you had to get the gold pass, the gold pipe pass,
which I did.
And I did for a while too, just to get 200cc. I'm like, why? Why is that just not with the game? But I know they got to make their money, and I know it. Mario Kart Tour is a cash grab. Nintendo, I'm sorry. I love you, but I call you out when I see the wrong, too. That game's a cash grab for sure. You have to buy packs to get certain things, to get more coins in order to get more pipes, to shoot the pipes out, and then hope that you get certain characters. So you spend this money just like a hope and a prayer that you get like Dry Bowser or Yoshi or something like that. But it's like, and then they keep adding characters, and I'm like, nope. Because my wallet will run dry with that game if I continue to play it. So I just stopped playing. Plus, honestly, after playing that, and then going back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it throws you off completely.
Yeah.
That game throws you off completely when you go right back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I did that, and I started playing that and Kart 8, and I went, oh my God. I got to stop playing. This is throwing me off so much.
Remember I showed you in Van that you could literally not move and win a race in that game. Like, literally not touch your screen and win a race. I've done it like 4 or 5 times.
Oh,
I put my phone down and let it race for me, and I was coming in second and first and third. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm not touching this game no more.
Dove says, but yet the other racing games has the 2 or less laps function in there. But that's stupid. Listen, if you got a kart game, right, and it's 2 laps only, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at that point. Also, Van said, who gave him the power? You did. That was a bad move. Anyway, so I am very happy, very, very happy that...
Smart move, Nintendo.
Smart move. Listen, Nintendo, I will say this, is the front runner when it comes to innovation.
Oh, yeah.
I know Microsoft, we'll get to them in a little bit, it's got xCloud, and now they're doing cloud gaming and all this other stuff just so you can take it on the go with you. Well, the first one to do that, and it might not have been with the cloud, but it was with the console, was the Switch, where you can take it with you. And now we've got home and portable console. They innovate all the time. That's what Nintendo makes them different from Sony and Microsoft.
Vita was kind of... Vita was it.
Vita was just a portable system, though. Like, they tried with the Vita, and the Vita was just going to be an upgraded... honestly, I always say this, upgraded version of the Wii U gamepad.
Pretty much.
But you know...
The Vita did start first. Nintendo probably seen that and said... Because all the consoles borrow from each other. But Nintendo probably seen that and said, they just don't know how to do it right, and was just like, we're perfect for it, you know. So
and Nintendo didn't do it right away either, because with the Wii U gamepad, you literally, if you were like 3 feet away from the thing, it started going bonkers, and like, oh no, it's disconnecting.
Kyle, question.
Yeah.
Would right now, how they announced the digital PS5 and the disc PS5?
Yeah.
If they didn't do a discless one and they did a portable PS5, do you think that would sell?
A portable PS5? Oh,
a
God.
PS Vita. Like a PS Vita, pretty much, but with good power and all that.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God. I mean, if it ran properly, absolutely.
I think they should. Kyle, I told a friend of mine, I said, instead of doing a digital and a disc drive one, because it's funny that they're doing a digital, because they talk trash about Xbox doing a digital and talked about how they would never go digital, but we see where that's going. But if they did a portable and a disc drive one, that would have been big, Kyle. That would have been huge.
And if you remember, like way back, a few years back, that was a rumor. That was in like one of the blueprints. That was in the patent. Sorry. Like they were patenting a portable on-the-go PlayStation. They were patenting that. Now, where that went, I don't know, but
you know what's messed up now, Cal? If Xbox or PlayStation do what Nintendo did and became, no matter what, they'd be copying Nintendo. Like it would almost seem like that exactly. So it's like people would say, "Oh yeah, that's dope," but it's still copying Nintendo. Nintendo just does it
per
right.
usual, Sony copying Nintendo. Sorry. Van says he's gonna copyright Vita Plus Plus. Van, you can copyright Vita Plus Plus because they're never gonna use that name anyway.
It wouldn't be a Vita. It would be something different this time around.
I hope so. Cameron on YouTube, what is going on? How you doing? All right. So yes, thank God Nintendo's getting away from mobile. I'm very happy. I'm a very happy boy.
Everybody's
but
happy.
Speaking of mobile things, That's it. So yesterday, Pokemon Unite was announced on the second version of Pokemon Presents. If you recall last week, they announced Pokemon Snap for the Switch, which obviously some of us here are very happy about that one.
Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. Cameron, we do not play Fortnite. Sorry. Just to answer your question. Pokemon Unite. So, for people that don't know what Pokemon Unite is, it is... Sorry, I'm moving that around. Thought it was screwed up. So Pokemon Unite is basically Pokemon's version of League of Legends. It's going to be a 5-on-5 MMO. I think I said that. No, MOBA. I don't know, I said MMO. Sorry. 5-on-5 MOBA game. Pretty much I don't have to say much about that. If anybody who knows what League of Legends is, you know exactly how League of Legends works. For some reason, Andre, you were saying Diablo? I don't know why.
No.
But you were saying that people were saying Diablo? I don't know why.
Don't do that. Don't say for some reason you don't do that.
All right.
I didn't even see it.
All right, wait. Let me rephrase that then. For some weird reason, people were thinking this was Diablo, and I'm like, oh.
Nah, because once I watched it, I immediately said, this is literally League of Legends. Not only did I say League of Legends, I said, dude, this is going to be a better one to me. Not saying it's better than League of Legends. Saying that it's one that I will actually play because it's Pokemon. Like,
oh, yeah.
The Diablo thing, that was all Twitter. Like, I happened to go on Twitter, and you had said it was playing, the stream was on, that they just released it. Or Vin, one of y'all said it. And then I went on Twitter, and all I see is Pokablo and hashtag Poke of Legends. And I was like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. So I clicked, and it was like a good 200, 300 people saying this is like the Poke Diablo. And then there was a whole bunch of other people saying this Poke Legends, like Pokemon, League of Legends. I was like, so when I watched it, I was like, any idiot that compared this to Diablo is retarded. Let me not say that word. Any person that compared this to Diablo is out of their mind. Mm-hmm. It's straight League of Legends with Pokemon. Everything about it.
This is going to bring in a lot of people, I think. Because a lot of other companies have tried to do MOBAs, and I've seen it, and it's failed. But it's just something about Pokemon that will bring people in to try this out. And I know people were going bananas about this yesterday. Oh, we waited a week for a mobile game. And even Van said it in chat. I saw it, Van. That we shouldn't have had to wait a week for it. And I get it. They could have done it in the same presentation. I understand that. But let's look past that. Because to me, that's just a little petty thing. People are like, oh, we gotta wait a week for... Well, look past that. Get rid of the spoiled part from your head. And think about the game that got announced. it's a pretty solid game. It looks really good. And for the people that are complaining that it's a mobile game, guess what? You can play it on the Switch too. It's incredible, and it's going to be cross-platform between the Switch and mobile. So if for some reason you don't have a Switch, you can just play it on your phone, and you can cross-play with people that have a Switch.
Exactly.
So, I mean, obviously people would prefer to play it on the Switch, and you'll have a nice internet connection with that. But, you know, again, at least they're giving that mobile option to utilize it. Pokemon, we've seen them in the past with the mobile game, obviously, in the mobile market. If you haven't heard of a so-called Pokemon game called Pokemon Go, which is still doing pretty well. It's not as hyped as it was a few years back, but it's still doing pretty well.
It's still big, Kyle. That's why I don't understand. It's the mobile game. What you think? Are you forgetting how successful Pokemon Go is? Even when it was getting people killed going on the highway to catch the Pokemon, it still was big. You think they care about what y'all think? They're like, yo, first off, almost every Switch owner is gonna get the game, and we know all the people that have Pokemon Go in them are just gonna literally download the game from the Play Store. Right. Why do you care if it's on the phone? That's like if right now they announce, hey, the next Halo is gonna be on the Xbox. No, let me not use Halo because I'm already mad. They do multiple platforms like PC and all that. That's like the thing. The next God of War is on the PS5 and it's on the phone. Why are you mad that it's on the phone? Don't play it on the phone, stupid. Play it on your system. Right. I'm not gonna play that Pokemon. I'm not playing Pokemon Unite on my phone. I have the best phone out right now. By the way, I got my status taken down on Facebook because I said iPhone sucks. But I stand by it. Anyway, I got a Galaxy S20. Biggest screen, best quality, everything right now. I'm not touching that. I'm not putting that thing on my phone when I got a Switch in the house. The heck? Right. That's up to you. And how you gonna feel when all your kids talking about, Mom, Dad, I want that new Pokemon Unite, and you only got 2 Switches in your house with 8 kids? Guess what? Your kids can play on their cell phone.
Yeah.
Don't think about that. Listen, nobody ever wants to think about the smart part.
Well, it is funny because we were kind of bashing Nintendo for doing mobile games, but I will say this. This is why the Nintendo is separate, kind of, from the Pokemon company.
I was going to say, we can't do that because this is Pokemon.
Right. Pokemon is done...
Kyle, the most successful franchise of all freaking time. It don't matter what they do. They can do... I even love the little show they had where they show the Pokemon cards, and they're pretty much like, dude, do you understand? Like, this has been the history. This has been the way. Now it's on the phone, and now it's on the Switch.
Yes.
What's the problem? It's Pokemon.
Agreed.
Don't play it on the phone.
Yeah, I don't understand it if you're not. Listen, like I said, if you don't have a Switch, play it on mobile. It does look like a fun game, and it's a franchise that people know. And so, and we don't know the specific logistics of it. We don't know if it's going to be free to play. I hope it is. But we'll see. We'll see. That got announced. There's no release date yet. They're still working on it. But I'm excited. I'll try it out. I've never played League of Legends or any MOBA really, but, you know, obviously when Pokemon's thrown in on something, I will absolutely have to try it. But I have to play Sword and Shield first.
Pokemon could come out with a shooter game that everyone would play.
I mean, Pokemon Snap's kind of like a first person.
No, I'm talking about literally Pokemon with guns that people will play.
No, we don't need anything with guns anymore.
Facts.
All right. So, but Pokemon Unite, I'm very excited. Can't wait to hear more about it. All right, Andre. Speaking of Microsoft, I'm not even going to do the segue on this one because I'm very upset. This is your time. Don't talk to me. This is your turn. Talk. Well, this is Microsoft too, so this is both us. I know you did whatever, but so the other day on June 22nd, Microsoft came out with on their Twitter, a big announcement. That announcement was that they have now merged with Facebook Gaming, and the Mixer brand as we know it is shutting down completely as of July 22nd. According to an article from The Verge, Microsoft is closing its Mixer service on July 22nd and plans to move existing partners over to Facebook Gaming. The surprise announcement means Mixer partners and streamers will be transitioned to Facebook Gaming starting today, and Microsoft will no longer operate Mixer as a service in a month's time. Microsoft has struggled to reach the scale needed for Mixer to compete with Twitch, YouTube, and even Facebook Gaming, which has led to today's decision. We started pretty far behind in terms of where Mixer's monthly active viewers were compared to some of the big players out there, says Phil Spencer, Microsoft's head of gaming, in an interview with The Verge. I think the Mixer community is really going to benefit from the broad audience that Facebook has through their properties and the abilities to reach gamers in a very seamless way through the social platform Facebook has. Okay. I'm just going to say it right now, Andre. As of right now, no, it's probably a few days ago anyway, but we'll say as of this moment. As of this moment right now, unless it involves PC stuff because they're the only PC company or anything, I may own an Xbox One S, an Xbox One X right now as well, but you will never again, never ever again, see me buy anything Microsoft hardware. Ever again. I am done. I said a few weeks ago that they were pressing their luck with me. They were on my last string. To come out of the blue and tell people with no announcement or anything like that you're shutting down. I understand the platform's doing horrible. I get it. And people may have saw this coming. But to, out of the blue, not only shut it down, but say you're joining with Facebook Gaming, which a lot of people are already questioning, was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. This is horrendous. Horrendous practice. And we've been saying it for weeks now. Horrendous practices by Microsoft. And I was ready to talk about all the other controversial stuff that's been going on lately with the Mixer platform, and not just Mixer platform, the streaming platform as well. With all the sexual harassment coming out and just speaking out, which I obviously 100% support. Speaking out, please do it. We don't need the scum in the streaming world. So definitely I am so glad that everybody is speaking out because of this.
Agreed.
When you just keep making mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, it just gets tiring. It gets so tiring. I've been a Microsoft supporter for years, and so have you. Much bigger than me, obviously. To treat the Mixer platform like it was just another product, because this is what it looks like. It looks like the Zune all over again. They came out with the Microsoft Zune like a decade ago. That thing flopped completely. It got destroyed by the iPod.
Yeah.
So they just threw it away. To treat this platform like that is beyond infuriating. You're playing with people's lives. You're playing with people who are full-time streamers on your platform who get paid by you to do this, only for them to say, we're moving to Facebook Gaming. Now, I know they said, they're just going to shift all their partners to Facebook Gaming. What if people don't support Facebook and what that they bring to that platform? What if people don't do that? They're trying to bring a broader audience, and to be perfectly honest, they just lost a whole bunch of partners to Twitch. Every single person that was a Mixer partner, or most people that were Mixer partners, have now moved over to Twitch.
Yep.
Which is a huge influx for Twitch. Nobody really wants to support that platform. It's just, I'm just so mad about this that I could just keep repeating myself over and over again, but it's just infuriating. Playing with people's lives, being in the center of all this controversy, and making that announcement in the middle of all the controversy with sexual harassment, with racism, especially the racism part. You have a top exec telling your partners, saying that your partners are your slaves. I don't care if you're joking or not. You don't say a comment like that. That's horrendous. That's horrendous. They are, like I told Van 2 weeks ago, they are by far they're the worst company in general now. They really are. You played with people's lives. You just threw away people's things. Let's say, and who knows how they would do on Facebook Gaming with everybody that's already over there, who's probably established on Facebook Gaming. People aren't going to go look for a lot of the Mixer partners. They may, but they probably won't. So now pretty much it's, you got to start all over again. You built up this community, and not everybody's going to go over to Twitch and follow you. All those followers that you had on Mixer, they're not all going to follow you to Twitch. So now you literally are starting all over again. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with Microsoft. I am done. I'm not supporting them on anything anymore. I may sell my systems. I have a shit ton of games on my Xbox, but if I can play all the games that I have downloaded from my Xboxes onto the PC, which more than likely I can, I'm getting rid of the system. I'm not supporting them on anything that involves video game hardware or any other service that they provide anymore. I'm done.
Kyle, I agree with you 200%. Now, it's funny because we already been feeling real bad vibes from Microsoft in general lately.
Yeah.
For me being a diehard Xbox fan since Halo, that's all my memories. We all have something we grew up with and we stood by. Gaming in general I have, but I literally stood by, defended, did everything for Microsoft, like to the point where I should have really worked for them. Like when I say that, it's not jokingly, it's because I was like their lawyer. So they already had Beam flopped. Beam was terrible, so they went to Mixer.
Yep.
They upgraded to Mixer. Now, one thing that I found out, Kyle, through a person I follow on YouTube is when they switched from Beam to Mixer, they had some allegations that had came up. And all of a sudden, Mixer pops up out of nowhere, and Mixer's the new thing, right? Mm-hmm. What happened this time, Kyle? Allegations, people saying things, people pulling out stories, factual evidence.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, we get Mixer's going, Facebook Gaming's here. So now I'm really starting to wonder, Kyle, if these people that run through Microsoft, these people that are up there, these higher-ups, if their cover-ups are now just literally saying, instead of trying to address this or trying to defend this or go to court, let's just switch over to the next thing.
Yeah.
That's scary, Kyle, because they're those people we talk about that have dirt and they keep trying to hide it and push it under the rug. That's scary to me. But when it comes to Microsoft, and me being a defender for them, and with me going over to PlayStation now, none of this factored into that. This is all newer reports. So hearing this stuff just adds on to more reasoning why I don't have an Xbox in my room anymore. My sons have one because theirs are so damaged I can't trade them. But otherwise, I would trade them and get them PlayStations. They already have a Switch.
Yep. But
hearing the racist things that was said, this way to treat streamers, like I was on Mixer at one point, and I put my heart into that when I was on there. You was on Mixer at one point. We can go through a whole bunch of people, Kyle.
Yep.
But the truth is, like you said, this is people's lives, man. Some of your followers ain't gonna want to go on Facebook or want to go on Twitch. They might have just wanted Mixer because it was easy to get into. They might have apps downloaded where they can just log in and go see you and all that stuff, and then you just out of nowhere say, "Sorry guys, Facebook Gaming we're partnered with," and they haven't addressed any of these allegations and the racism that's going on in there and all this stuff. Microsoft not only is messing up with the consoles right now and the marketing right now, they're messing up with things behind closed doors, and that's when you start drawing different lines, Cal. You start drawing enemy lines at that point. And what they did and how they just covered this up, like I said, a lot of people do this, Cal. Like rich people are known to do this, and not to get political, what Republicans are known to do this. It's called to keep stuff off of you. You cover it up with something else. You immediately get something else to cover up tracks, to get rid of evidence.
Yep.
And the fact that Microsoft switched their streaming platforms 4 times now, Kyle, that's very weird, man.
Yeah.
And it's always due to something going on the inside because, like I said, you can look at it, you can look it up. Beam, Mixer, Facebook Gaming now, and even before Beam, they were trying something else that got canceled, and they always have something behind them, like a few employees said that they felt uncomfortable with blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they go to a whole nother situation. So they switched 4 times. PlayStation hasn't switched yet. PlayStation's been with the same thing. They've been doing the little PlayStation streaming thing. Twitch and them have been the same thing. But to just drop a company like that and just try to cover over tracks and forget that people live this life, man.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair, and I agree with you 100%. This just makes me feel better, Kyle, about the reason that about me leaving Microsoft because I left at the right time. It's almost like getting out of a situation. Like if there's a party going on and me and you all of a sudden at the party, we're like, I feel like we should leave right now because if something bad's going to happen. Then all of a sudden a shootout happens. It's a bad thing that people got shot, of course, but the fact is that we got out of there. It's almost like we got out at the right time before something bad happened to us. And I'm not going to support anybody, any company, anything that hides racism or hides overworking people or hides anything and then cover up this quick. Like I said, this is another cover up like this, Kyle. There's stuff going on at Microsoft is real sneaky with this stuff, and I really don't like the route they're taking. Not just with this, with how they're doing gaming, where they're trying to get consumers to buy the Game Pass so they can save the money. Which Game Pass is great, but the whole route they're going in general as a company with everybody gets to play, everyone does this on a phone. We heard rumors about being on the Switch. We heard all this because everything with Microsoft has become too much about money. Everything's money. So with them switching over to Facebook Gaming, all they're thinking the whole time is money. We got to make up ground. We can't lose no one. We can't mess nothing up. That's just how it is, Colin. I literally just can't stand it, man. I can't stand it. So that's all I got to say on that, man.
Does the name Satya Nadella ring a bell to you at all?
No.
So for the people that don't know, Satya Nadella is the CEO of Microsoft. I don't know what he does when he sees this stuff. He's pretty radio silent. But you see that your company is going down the crapper in all aspects, and you don't do a thing. And if I'm Phil Spencer, honestly, I'd be ashamed to work for this company right now. If I was him, I would be ashamed to work for them. But obviously he's not. He's looking at this like, oh, this is a brand new opportunity. But the fact is, like you said before, they're using this as a distraction.
Yep.
Forget everything that happened. Forget all the stuff that happened because now we're just moving to Facebook Gaming. Which I'm pretty sure that the guy that runs Facebook, pretty sure he's kind of a scumbag too. Pretty sure he's a money-hungry piece of crap too. Not trying to get personal.
He's already got caught up. He already got caught up in a whole bunch of different things, and he covered it up also.
So you see where this is going. You see where Microsoft lies, with who they support, or who wants their support. It's pathetic. There are some things that I take a stand on that people might think it's dumb. people might think this is dumb that I take a support like that I take sides on this. There are things like
I
don't go like I'm just gonna give you an example. I don't go and eat at Chick-fil-A. You know why I don't go and eat at Chick-fil-A? Because they support anti-LGBTQ committees. They give money to them. So I don't go there because I don't believe in that. Because it's pathetic that you can't just accept people. I don't play games like League of Legends and Valorant. You know why I don't play those games? Because Riot Games makes them. And you know what Riot Games is well known for? Sexually harassing their female employees. They're well known to do that. That's why I don't play those games. Now, other people can just sit there, just play because it's a game and stuff. No, I take stands on things. I'm sorry. That's just how I am. I don't support
that's
that
what
stuff.
it's supposed to be, Kyle. It's freedom of speech and freedom of thought, man. If we don't, it's like if I don't agree with things Trump does, that's my decision.
Right.
I'm not telling other people that follow me. You didn't come on here and say, everybody, we're gonna stand against Microsoft. You're just coming on letting people know I don't support them.
I'm done.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I have actors, actresses, movies. There's certain movies I won't see because if it goes against what I stand on and my personal religious beliefs, I don't watch it. I don't support it. It doesn't mean I hate it. We all have the right to feel and move like we want. And I hope no one takes what you're saying as everybody do what I'm doing. It's more of this is why I'm doing it. And I'm with you on that stance because it just makes perfect sense. You was actually talking before this whole thing came out, Kyle.
Yep.
You've been every week you've been wedging slowly but surely at different things that you were getting pissed off about what Mixer was doing to people you personally know.
Yep.
You was already doing that. You was like, they did this to a friend of mine. Then you were like, oh, this happened to another friend of mine. Then you're like, oh, I can't believe they left this statement. Then when you just added all this stuff this week, that just was the topping on. It was like you already had got the warnings because you was already feeling some type of way about Mixer. As of recent, you've been feeling strong about Microsoft with this. And then this week, late last week, early this week, literally just added the icing on top of the cake for you.
Yeah. Yeah, they pretty much sealed the deal right there. I'll be a little comedic about this. I'm still not happy, but I'll be a little comedic like this. So here's Microsoft in my hand right now. I went into the Indian Ocean, Andre, and I pulled out the safe. I survived the sharks and everything that was guarding the safe because they knew I was coming for a reason. And here's Microsoft. It's in the safe.
Microsoft is officially in the safe for Kyle now.
Microsoft is in the safe. Now, unfortunately, their PC stuff I have to deal with because it's the way I have to run it. It's either that or Apple. And Apple's doesn't do a lot of the stuff that I would want to do. I mean, I don't have anything against Apple, but Apple just doesn't do half the things that I would like to do, like with gaming and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, I'm stuck with Microsoft on that. But as far as hardware goes, you won't see me with a Series X. You probably won't see me with these Xbox Ones. I'm probably going to sell them. I'm just going to make sure I can find out a way to play all those games that I purchased through them on my PC.
You play it right on your PC. Trust me, I did it. I don't have my Xbox. I have a PC though, and on my PC I have most of my games downloaded. So,
yep, I'm gonna make sure I figure that out. But no, I'm done. I'm done with Microsoft. They got nothing, and we can talk about things like franchises like Gears of War, because there's still one more Gears to come. But who knows where that's going to go, honestly. We both love Gears. We know that.
Scared, man.
But
I'm really scared because
Go ahead.
No, that's it. I mean, there's not. I'm just saying, I'm really scared for Gears because, you lose Rod, which he had his heart and soul in the Gears, and when you lose him, I feel like you just lost the heart of Gears, and before him, you lost the other guy. So for me, it's like I just feel like these workers aren't happy with Microsoft in general. I feel like I never forget when from Platinum Games, I always forget his name. I can't remember it now. But when he was making Scalebound, he said, I felt like Microsoft didn't care about um, our product. Like they didn't care about advertising. They didn't care about nothing. They didn't ask us anything. They just gave us money and said, do the project. And he said, and I just felt they didn't care about it.
Right.
And that's the reason Scalebound didn't get made. And that's what stopped that game from production. And it was going to be something really great and something really special. It got stopped because the guy said there was no communication, there was no love, there was no nothing from Microsoft. It was just, here's money, you guys make the game. Because he said he got paid good. So it's here's the money, but he didn't want that. He wanted some type of compassion, some type of love for gaming. But these new business minds don't have love for gaming. They have love for money. And that's why we like Reggie so much, because Reggie Fils-Aimé is about the gaming. So, you know, and that's why the connection is so strong with him. But all these other people, Kyle, to be honest with you, they're just, there's a certain other few. I'm not going to name everybody, but there's certain few that do love what they do. But then there's people like Microsoft. They just pay all these companies, like we've been seeing. They got all these companies, and they're going to make all these games, and they're probably not going to get great scores or great ratings because these people that are making these games aren't even happy making them. They're making them because they're trying to get a payday. Right. So,
and it's a very tough payday too. It's a very tough payday.
Exactly.
You know, it almost makes me wonder now that we brought up Gears and we brought up Rod, if Rod knew what the writing was on the wall when he left.
Oh, I you know what, Kyle? That would have shocked me because it seems like that's the trend. It seems like when things are hitting the fan, when you know what's hitting the fan, it's bail out before you go down with the ship. You know, especially with being such a big franchise, for them to just leave. Like we kept saying, we don't know what it is, but I would not be shocked, Kyle, to be honest with you, if we got reports later that Rod was unhappy with how Microsoft handled things on the inside.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that doesn't even have to come out. I'm sure that's a big reason. Let's put it so he left his baby.
Yeah,
that was his baby.
Yep.
With him and what's his face? Oh my God, why can't I think of his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my God! Wow, somebody help me out here. Who? Cliff Bleszinski. That's right. I was about to. Yeah, with Cliffy B. Him and Cliffy B. Yep. That was their baby with Gears of War. After Gears 3, I think Cliffy B was on for Judgment too, but basically after Gears 3, Cliff left because he thought Gears was done. And I don't blame him. He was on to new things. But Microsoft wanted to bring it back, obviously, because it was a big franchise for them. So then they made Gears 4. Gears 4 had a good story. Okay game. Gears 5 came out. Had a good story. Not as good of a game, honestly, as Gears 4. But, makes me wonder if Rod left and he was just being proactive in this scenario. But, you know, you're right. And I've said it before, and this is not, and again, I'm not trying to rip Sony or anything, but this is just the truth. Microsoft and Sony are electronic companies. Nintendo's a gaming company. Nintendo will always give a shit about their games, no matter what. That's been proven. Yep. Sony, they give a shit about their games. As being an electronic company, they do actually give a shit about their games. Microsoft does not give a shit about their games. If they gave a shit about their games, then Gears 5 would have been a huge success and not had the issues that it had. It would not have been came out with bugs.
Kyle, forget 5. Gears 4 would have been perfection because Gears 3, me and you both believe is like our favorite ones, but Gears 4 should have been almost what God of War did for PlayStation. That should have been Gears of War for Xbox. Literally, that's exactly what it should have been. The Game of the Year nominee, the beloved, everything should have been a part of that game, but it wasn't because everything's half-hearted nowadays. So I agree with you 100% on that. I think that's 100% true. Nintendo, they stand by theirs. They never switch up. They never try to change up. They keep giving us the same. People forget why we keep getting Mario games. You don't hear no one say, why is there a new Mario game coming out? But you hear people saying, really, another Gears? Really, another Halo? You don't hear that with no daggone Nintendo games. Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there are those people out there who's like, oh my God, there's just another Mario type game, like Mario Kart and Mario Party, blah, blah, blah. Listen, it sells. If it sells, that they're gonna do it and people buy it. I know I buy them. I love all those
There's self
games.
and there's heart behind it.
Right, and it's like you can say, oh well, it's just another Mario game. No, it's the people that love those games play those games and can break them down as a totally different style of game, and they do it well. Mario Kart is an extremely amazing franchise. It's been an extremely amazing franchise for years. Mario Party is a pretty good franchise. The Mario sports games did well. Tennis, golf, strikers, all did well. It's not about the characters. It's about how they designed the game, and they designed it amazingly. So the people that are like, oh, they just threw Mario characters in there. But it's the point of how the game, like they could have done Mario Strikers, and Mario Strikers could have been an absolute crap game. But no, they made it extremely well.
Yep, which everybody still wants a new one. So I mean,
I would love a new Strikers, honestly.
I would flip out, bro.
Oh, I'd lose it. I'd love it. But my point is, I fear for companies like Ninja Theory, for companies like Rare, who are under the Microsoft banner, and all this stuff's going on. Ninja Theory gets brought on, and now they're making Hellblade 2.
Yep.
They can make that game as pretty as they want, but to be honest, who knows how it's going to run?
Cal, like I just said, Microsoft, the only reason why that game's getting done so fast, remember the first Hellblade took them years to make, but the reason that game's getting done so fast because Microsoft said, here's the money, you guys, just do the job. We just want you to get the job done. Just do the job.
And the problem is, and you could actually watch this happen on documentaries. Way back in like 2008, I want to say, they did a Gears 2 documentary tracking the progression of making that game, going into meetings with Microsoft and all this other stuff. Epic Games wanted to do so much more with Gears, but then the Microsoft execs came out and was like, oh, we don't know if that's appropriate. Oh, we don't know if we can do this. Yep. So, but they have no business in making the game. They're just there to be like, well, I don't know if you want this in the game. I don't think I like this and this and that. They originally didn't want the chainsaw on the Lancer.
Yep, I remember that.
Microsoft didn't want the chainsaw on the Lancer. Can you imagine?
No.
My props over there, but I'm not gonna go yet. You imagine the Lancer with no chainsaw? Now I get there's the retro Lancer with the blade at the end of it. I forget it literally was
Gears would have never been what it is today.
But
I'm gonna say it.
If it was just a regular gun, that wouldn't be iconic at all. There would be nothing. It would just be like, oh, this is a gun. But no, just simply adding that chainsaw, that became an icon, an iconic figure in the gaming world.
Yeah.
Like when you talk weapons, people are thinking the Lancer from Gears. They didn't want to do that. And that's my point. Microsoft, in the cut for years, has been...
They're the ones who told it... Oh, Kyle, they're the ones holding Banjo back because Rare said they would love to make a new Banjo. They said talk to Microsoft. So Microsoft's what's holding Banjo back.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm done. I'm done with Microsoft. And I hate to end it on a sour note, but that was the big topic of the day.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I want to be positive for them, but to be honest, I'm done being positive for them. Like, I've tried. I've really tried. So,
I hear you, bro.
Andre, any final thoughts on the Parker Sally episode?
Had a good time. You know how we do on the Parker Shelley show. Me and you always have a good time. But no, that's really it, man. I mean, we covered most of the things. Oh, Ninjala.
Yes.
I've got to play a lot with my sons. Um, Control wise, it's great. It gets a little clunky here and there, but I can see where this game's going. I just want to tell Nintendo, put love into this, keep it going, because this can be a great replacement for battle royales. Not meaning it can beat out. I don't want to even say the name of the game, but the Fortnite, you know, because it's not multi-platform. But
Yeah.
I must say, Kyle, I am super impressed by how great Ninjala is. The customization, the mechanics, the online is super fun. The
Yeah.
abilities are super fun. I haven't got to play as much as I would want, but I did watch my two sons play a lot. They both are playing it. They dropped Fortnite, which is amazing because all they play is Fortnite. They've been playing Ninjala the past 2 days nonstop. They got the battle pass for Ninjala, so that's a good sign. But if you haven't played it yet, I'm advertising for Kyle. Nintendo has Ninjala. It is free. You have to pay for the story, the first episode, if you want. But it's a free game. Play online. You can get together with friends. It's a really great game. Looks like Splatoon with swords and hammers. So, really great game. That's all I really got to say. When it comes to any type of news and any type of updates, that's really just how great Ninjala has been.
Last thing I'm going to say, because I kind of been watching this on the side, trying to like skim through it a little bit. So I'm watching Origami King gameplay.
Yes, I've been telling you to see that, Kyle. I told you need to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's going. I've never played a Paper Mario game personally. I have not. But I'm actually excited for this one. This is going to be extremely unique. I love the origami versus paper aspect of it. It's really cool.
Fire. And how you go around the map now. They gave it that Odyssey vibe, but with the Paper Mario and Mario RPG. Like, they mixed some stuff together, man. Like, this is going to be one of them sleeper game of the year type games. Like, it's going to be talked about, man. I'm telling you, a lot of people that got their hands on to like try it are saying it's great already. So watch out for Mario. Watch out for Paper Mario Origami King. It looks really, really good, man. It looks really good.
Super creative for sure.
Yep.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for us this week. We will be back next week to talk Cyberpunk, to talk Marvel Avengers, and to talk about more lovely gaming news with you guys. It's always a fun time. And me and Andre are going to talk about a sideshow for Parcaselli show.
Oh, by the way, Xbox Gold, not Game Pass. Xbox Gold Devil May Cry is going to be free for next month. For the month of July, Devil May Cry 5 will be a free game, actually, on Gold. That is huge. That is really big. Just pointing that out.
Just another way to distract people, I guess. for all the people that are still supporting Microsoft, have fun getting, Devil May Cry 5 for free.
Get on your PC too. Get on your PC too. You got that.
That's true.
Actually, no.
Well, I already own it. I already own it, so.
Yep.
Anyway, so thank you very much again, guys. Hopefully Van will be back on next week. If not, you will see another episode of the Parcaselli show. Unless we make a side show, then it'll be a Parcaselli show. So, all right. Thank you all again. Love you guys, and we shall see you next week. Until then, peace.